Hi, welcome Salford students to this introduction to the MA Media Production. What we offer is an in-depth and comprehensive understanding of what goes into the development and the creation of quality documentary and drama for streaming services, TV and film.
We're a centre of excellence for those looking to take the first step into the industry, and you'll be taught by professionals and filmmakers who themselves are from industry, and as a result we really pride ourselves on the quality of work that our students produce, as well as watching them go on to take on great roles within TV and film productions.
Please give me more time.
It's been a week.
We work across 3 trimesters from September 2020 to September 2021, preparing students for industry as a final gateway to employment, both introducing a fast track for those who've had no experience of producing content in their undergraduate course, while developing and honing the skills of those on our or other undergraduate film and TV degrees.
So there are 3 streams on the MA. There's documentary, drama and post-production. And at times you'll be working collaboratively with each other across the streams, and at other times you'll be working specifically within your chosen specialism. And trimester 1 is about you developing those skills, pitching ideas, researching, drafting, polishing, producing and directing and editing great content. And at the same time as doing that, you'll be learning about production theory to really elevate the content and raise the production value of your work, and production craft, so you'll get lessons in camera, sound, lighting and post for all streams, and for editing students you'll learn systems such as Resolve and Avid and editing workflow. Trimester 2 is really about taking those skills and looking outwards. So trimester 2 is about working with industry, and this year we've had some students working for BBC Newsnight, Blue Peter, making content for them, Workerbee, Red Productions and many, many more. So trimester 2 is really about getting you thinking about outward facing and making content for broadcast and working in the industry. And then trimester 3, which is when you do your final major project, is really about you developing those skills even further and you taking ownership, so you have your first calling card to industry.
If you're like many of the students that come on our course, you'll see yourself very much as an ideas person in one of those roles of writer, producer, director, editor. They seem to be the people both having the ideas and making all the decisions. However, the vast majority of roles in the film and television industries are in positions that are either somewhere else above the line, either in the studio, development, commissioning, marketing, or below the line in jobs that support the overall creative vision with differing levels of creative input. The film Monsters 2010 by Gareth Edwards, about the aftermath of an alien invasion, was filmed with a tiny crew. You'd be familiar with this setup if you ever worked on a short film. Often just a director, who was also the DOP, a sound recordist and a couple of others. Yet scenes from 1917 required the input of literally hundreds of creative brains. Our MA course is designed to teach you the understructure that supports all kinds of dramatic and factual storytelling. You might know how difficult the process of that application can be. Knowing the difference between Walter White's inner motivation, the desire to pay for his cancer treatment and to support his family, and his inner motivation, the need for recognition, power and reputation.
Say my name.
Well, that's of course the realm of the writer, but equally you'd expect the director and producer to have a solid, objective understanding of narrative structure. But they're not the only ones. What about the people that develop the story in the first place? The executive producer, associate producer, co-producer, development assistant, story producer, storyliner, script editor, script reader, researcher, and those that provide the money or the commission in the first place. The MA course here at Salford has been designed to help you develop the dramatic and visual storytelling skills that underlie so many roles within the drama, documentary and advertising worlds. In many cases we've barely scratched the surface. If you've ever worked on any kind of short form video content before, you'll know how one person's creative vision can have such a magical impact. But you'll also know that in the professional world, literally thousands of people are having their own level of creative input, working as one big creative brain. And the more that you understand the language of cinema or the grammar of editing and the structure of great dramatic narrative, the bigger role you will play in that creative engine that we call filmmaking.
In the documentary stream, we'll be looking at traditional and new ways of telling stories, which is constantly changing depending on the technology. We'll be looking at how to tell different stories in different ways depending on different audiences and different platforms. You may well decide to self-shoot, or you could possibly work with a film crew depending on your preference, so you have that opportunity too. And it's really about making, experimenting, being playful, making again and making it better so that you can find your own voice to connect viscerally with your audience.
In the post-production stream, students are encouraged to consider their craft as an integral element of the whole process of film and television production, not merely as the final stage. You'll collaborate with those in other specialisms to put into practice the skills you learn throughout the course. You'll have the opportunity to work on fiction, documentary and commercial projects, and will receive training on the technical aspects of various editing and visual effects software, along with narrative analysis and editing theory to hone your storytelling skills.
Our graduates from last year have gone on to work locally for companies such as the BBC, Doc 10, Red Productions, Chase Films, True North, Workerbee, all using the skills that they have acquired whilst doing this course.
So over the next few weeks we're going to run some sessions on either Teams or Collaborate for you to drop in and ask us questions in person about the MA to get some more information. So please keep an eye on Blackboard for that. And in the meantime, we're going to leave you with the show reel of the students' work from last year so you can get a flavour of what you might be making. Thank you very much for listening and take care.
Because when I'm reading music, when I'm memorising music, when I'm singing, then these notes are coming alive to me, not just the words that I'm singing, but the notes themselves have this wonderful hue, this wonderful colour and rainbow and tapestry going on in my brain.
Okay, Poppy, ready to go?
Yeah.
So, Poppy, what's the answer?
The answer is, Mr. Diamond, that defensively we need to get to our feet quicker and look at increasing our line speed in defence.
Julie, are you alright? You were in a world of your own there.
Yeah, I'm fine.
The Bennett's wallaby. These small marsupials are a subspecies found in Tasmania and its surrounding islands. Like the wombats, wallabies are herbivores and can be seen side by side grazing in paddocks. And this female is eating for two.
Show me a modern housing development. There's no individuality, there's no means of contact because everybody's door faces a slightly different way. I'd choose this every time.
Please give me more time.
It's been a week.
Just met me dad again.
I don't care. I could lose all my mates because of you.
Please, Alex.
Don't touch me, you freak.
Don't call me that.
Well, what do you prefer then? Jamila or Jaden?
The reason that I began life modelling was, in the past I've had some encounters with various kinds of sexual assault. There's been a couple of situations where I've put myself in the company of another person in a position of trust, and as the night's progressed, that level of trust has been broken. On one occasion, it got quite forceful. It got to the point where the person in question forced themselves on me.
Boa Vista, in the heart of the arid forests of the northeast of Brazil. Sandstone ridges, pinnacles and mesas shape the landscape of this area. The dry season has begun and it is very hot. For 5 months, there will be almost no rain, with temperatures higher than 40 degrees. Here in this harsh environment, the members of a family of bearded capuchin monkeys must rely on all their ingenuity and remarkable skills to survive.
جينا لقينا نفسنا نوبيين إنه النوبيين دول آخر واحد اسلموا في الفراعنة كبارنا قالوا كده
Some now recognise that nature must be allowed to reinstate its natural processes with our assistance where we can. We need to encourage people to work with nature as opposed to against it. We need to go where nature takes us. We need to rewild.